What is good, Meat Boys? Yo, if you're new here, this is Meat Boy MMA, and we're trying to hit 400 subs before next weekend's pay-per-view. So slap that subscribe button if you're new here and looking for locks and laughs. And it's finally the return of Boars, aka Khamzat Chimaev, as he's taken on one of our boys, Li Jingliang, aka the Leech. And the last time we saw the Leech, he's never looked better, right? He was a fat underdog coming in against Santiago Ponzinibbio when Ponzinibbio had been off for a little while, but was still a huge favorite. And Lee just didn't catch the memo that he was a severe underdog in that fight because he made pretty light work of Santiago Ponzinibbio. And it's fascinating to see how the UFC has matched him up this time with Khamzat. And the odds makers are seeing it just as they saw it against Pons, except even worse in the sense that Khamzat is a minus 550 favorite. He's coming in obviously with a dearth of hype. I mean, everyone is super bullish on Khamzat Chimaev, and the last time we saw him was against GM3. He absolutely starched him one punch. The fight was, over before it began. But we got to remember that, in this interim period, Khamzat, suffered a very brutal battle with COVID-19. So there's a lot of, unknowns into, how's he going to come into this one? Is he still going to be as physically assertive and dominant as he was in that Reese McKee and in the fight against John Phillips? And is he still going to have that same power, or is this going to be a hungrier version of Hamzat? How do you see this one playing out? Because I'm leaning Hamzat, but that minus 550 spot, seems kind of steep. Do you think that Leach has a chance in this?
Um, yeah, I truly think this is a lock, but that is because I am just bullish and I'm on the Hamzat train, I would say. Not because of, oh, Hamzat beat XYZ fighters.
Mhm.
He really hasn't beat anyone that's. I mean, I guess GM3 would be his best win, in my opinion, but I mean, would that happen again if they ran it back, a quick meat bomb to the face and call it a night? I don't know. But I still think he would beat GM3. But the Leech hits, in my opinion, way harder than GM3. GM3 is mainly a grappling guy, and Hamzat is no joke when it comes to grappling. Now, the whole thing is, can Hamzat get the Leech to the ground and absolutely smish? I think he will. I think this is going to be pretty light work. But honestly, wouldn't surprise me if Leach pulls one through. That's why I can't say with confidence with those kind of odds that this is an absolute lock, and I'm putting my house on this because the Leach is no joke. And like we saw versus Ponzinibbio, he absolutely starched him, and I could totally see that happening. I don't think it's gonna happen, and I hope Hamzat wins. I wish Leach could win too because I do like him, but I gotta go with my boy Hamzat in this one. But nothing would surprise me on if Leach wins this.
Yeah, and it'd just be sweet to see Hamzat win this fight and continue the hype train, see how far he can take this. But ultimately, if Leach gets the win, that's pretty fun too, because Li Jingliang is an easy guy to root for. When he got on top of the cage after beating Ponzinibbio and was just shouting out Leach, like this is a dude who is clearly a lot of fun. So it's interesting to note that 85% of Tapology is rolling with Chimaev. Pretty balanced whether they think it'll be a KO, submission, or decision, but majority of it is Brown. Couple questions for you. Do you think that Hamza is going to get the finish by KO? And do you think that the Leech is going to land any strikes on Hamzat? And if so, what does that look like? Because in every single fight we've seen of Hamzat's, the dude never gets punched. So the Leech has some serious hands and some pretty gnarly stand up. Do you think that he's going to touch Shemaev up a little bit at all?
Shamaev's stand-up game has been looking better and better. And honestly, I don't think I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he absolutely drops him and knocks him out. But the way that I'm thinking how good Hamzat is, the way he's perceived himself to us all, I feel like is I think this guy's unstoppable. I think this guy is going to be the champ at 170, probably even 185. He seems insane. And this is going to be a levels test to really show his level, in my opinion. I think after this fight, we will really know if he is the real deal, or if he's ready for that top 10, maybe even top 5 fighter. I think top 5 would be a little too close, pushing it. We don't want to, destroy him out real quick. I kind of would like to see Hamzat be the next Sugar Sean, but with like a little bit better fighters, in my opinion, that'd be cool. But I think Hamzat could actually beat him on the feet too. I mean, I could see him
Mhm.
training this whole time. We haven't seen him fight in a while. He's been kind of in the dark. This guy's getting better and better from the ground game to the jiu-jitsu, grappling, wrestling, everything, striking. He just looks so crisp, and I'm excited to see. I hope he's better improved Hamzat than before. But I don't know. Maybe when he was sick, that could have taken a toll. We really won't know. So this is kind of a gamble to see how he looks, how his cardio is, because sometimes sickness happens, and then people's cardio or their mental game isn't there anymore. So this is going to be very interesting to see. But I still think Hamza will get it done.
Yeah, and like he seems hungry. He seems back at it. He seems, back in it too. And ultimately, I gotta roll with you in that I think Hamzat's gonna get this one done. I just am curious to see what it looks like on the feet, and if you're right, like maybe Hamzat's gonna want to try and make a statement in that he's gonna be completely welcoming the idea of standing and banging with the leech, because I think we know that if this fight does hit the mat, Hamzat's gonna have a clear pressure and ground game advantage overall. But I think he might be trying to, put an emphasis on the fact that he might have that same advantage on the feet. So very interesting to see how this one will play out. But nonetheless, I'm with you. I'm picking Khamzat Chimaev in this one. I mean, we can't forget that he was scheduled to fight Leon Edwards, right? So you mentioned Sugar Sean and the more methodical matchmaking that he's receiving. They threw Hams. Well, he is the wolf, but they threw him to Leon Edwards, who is a true wolf. And I mean, Lee the Leech, while he's not a top three guy, he's right up there with the best of the best at 170. So I clearly cannot wait for this matchup. I'm going to go Hamzat. I think he gets it done. I'm going to say second round finish, but I think that if a 1.5 is available, I might play that over because I don't know. I could see the Leech making it gritty, finding a way to survive 7.5 minutes, and maybe giving Hamzat some tests that he hasn't yet seen, and that ultimately will be good for him as he progresses as an elite UFC welterweight slash middleweight, I should say. So, any last thoughts on this one? This one's gonna be so sick.
No, this card is so stacked. It's like just banger after banger after banger,
Hmm.
lock after lock. Can't wait. Let us know in the comments, boys. Though, which fight are you guys most excited for? I can't pick because I'm just too excited for all of them. So let us know in the comments. We respond to all comments. Make sure to smash that meat and subscribe.